Hey there, hi there, ho there, welcome back once again to another exciting episode of Disney Compendium, episode 55? Yes, 55, 55, yes. That's it's been a while. Yes, very much, yes. No, it's been a while. Peek behind the curtain. I haven't put out the Big Hero 6 episode yet as of recording, and we have recorded that in May, and it is now August. So end of August. It's technically September at this point. But listen, I've been miserable. Let's put it that. We'll get to that in a little bit more of here, but I have to introduce my co-host, my good buddy, my good friend, the Nick to my Judy. I don't know, man. Nick. Nick, how you doing over there? Hey, man, I don't want to be DMCA'd immediately out the gate.
It's 10 seconds.
It's 10 seconds, yes.
We're good.
Living color, fair use.
Yes.
Perhaps Tony Khan owns that now, too. He seems to be throwing money at everything, so who knows? I assume he just... I assume he just owns Jungle Boy outright at this point, or Tarzan Boy.
Baltimore is like, how much do you want to buy it for? $12?
Yeah.
Here you go.
But Nick, it's been so long. It has been so long.
Look in my eyes. What do you see? A tired man.
A tired man. My schedule got all flipped to hell starting in April, and I had absolutely zero energy or desire or drive to do anything fun other than sleep, watch movies, and play video games. So that's where we've been.
Dude.
I wish, but you're not enjoying any of it. You're just doing it to pass time. I'm good now. I'm back on my normal old crap. So
JJ's back in his bullshit.
Yes, we're now PG-13 here at this.
Whatever.
Last 5 episodes of. So Nick, it's time to go back in time, a long time ago, to the wonderful year of 2016, where nothing bad happened at all to talk about. Nothing in 2016 happened that was bad. This is March. See, everything's still good. We were all still optimistic about the future.
Sure. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. I mean, Moana comes out.
Cool.
Yeah, internet's cool. Reddit as fun as it's ever been. Yeah, nothing going on. Twitter, great. No problems there. So yeah, gamers locked arms singing "We Are the World." It's great.
Really inclusive.
Kumbaya. Yeah, inclusive, all-encompassing group of people. It's all very nice.
Yes.
And
who cares?
The next movie that comes out after this one, which is the Disney's weird movie that seems to start off as a buddy cop movie, but quickly turns into a dark tale of institutionalized racism and Breaking Bad parody. The kids love. If there's things that kids love, it's breaking down how the government uses classes and race to grow their power. Breaking Bad and Godfather jokes. Kids love it. Can't get enough.
My favorite part of this movie was when they talked about how Reagan putting crack in the inner city back in the 80s.
Yeah, it's great. Anyways, so yeah, this is Zootopia. The next movie after this is Moana, which takes place which was released in November 2016. So just a great, hopeful month all around for.
Oh man,
I,
Cubs
I
just won the
see.
World Series. Everything's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, man, it's gonna be great. I can't wait for November 2016. I'm sure everything's gonna be fine for the
Gonna be
next several
golden
years.
cow.
Yeah. Anyways, Zootopia, baby. If you were to go back several episodes to our wonderful, exciting Robin Hood series, you would see where this would land on our timeline of this is definitely a direct stream from from Robin Hood to
Yes,
Zootopia. This is the future that Robin Hood set up. So
humanity's done.
yeah, yeah. There's no everything's vaguely human, and there's like human, uh, like avatars, like like everything has sort of like what we're used to, but slightly different. So it's hard to tell if humans never existed or if they're just doing what humans did because they don't exist anymore. Um,
I assume it's learned habits from watching humans.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, they even like have Disney movies, but done up different. Like they had the guy selling the bootleg Disney movies, and it was like
Yes,
they even have ones that are even out yet, and it was whatever the parody of Frozen 2 was, the animal
yes.
version of Frozen 2.
That's like the
So
good Spaceballs goof.
yeah, that's the thing. When you get into this era of Disney, virtually everyone involved had worked on The Simpsons or Futurama
Mhm.
at some point or another. Like so many of these guys. I think if you look at the cast of it, you'll see like uh, I'm trying to think. There's somebody in there that was let's see, Phil Johnson. I mean, John DiMaggio obviously was Bender in Futurama. He's in
Yes.
this. Rich Moore is in this, and he was definitely a Simpsons writer back in the day, and he was also the voice of. He co-directed this movie, and he was the voice of Doug in the chemist
Okay.
station at the end.
Then you said he's the
But
voice of Doug, like of
yeah,
from Doug.
from Doug, yeah.
Man, let me tell you something. Honker can just, I don't know, go to hell, Honker.
Yeah. But yeah, Zootopia, weird Disney movie. Like
It is.
it's I saw it one time before this afternoon when I watched it again, and that was in theaters. And I remember even leaving it in theaters. I was like, boy, that seems really political for Disney. Like surprisingly so.
Yeah,
And
it's
you watch it now, and it kind of like even more so feels that way than ever. I don't know if it's necessarily. I don't know what the message isn't really being conveyed too well. It's like they kind of half-hearted it, sort of like when we were talking about with Fox and the Hound, where they have that sort of message about like
doesn't
friendship,
matter
and you
where
can't like
you come from and that
yeah,
kind of
but
yeah.
but then at the end of the day, the movie still just sort of breaks it up and be like, well, they really can't be together, so there they go. You're like, wait a minute, were taught that they can be together, but you still the happy ending. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, this movie is at times almost heavy-handed, but then it's like, yeah, but then we don't know where to go from there.
Yeah, yeah,
Which
it really does come across as in a lot of ways like they couldn't be fully committed,
right.
or studio came down and was like, hey man, can you reel this in a little
Yeah.
bit? It's especially nowadays. It's kind of a tough sell of having like a cop movie like this.
How
um,
come?
oh, reasons.
Go into great detail, please.
Nothing to do with things that happened in 2016 or
Mm,
forward for sure.
mhm.
But yeah, boy, what a crazy. It starts off real kind of like
It's a
Simple.
Disney movie.
Yeah, and then an hour in is when it decides, like, actually,
Yes.
when you have Judy giving her, like, weird white supremacist speech about how
Yeah.
it's ingrained in their beings,
Hmm.
it's part of their DNA
And
to
she
be
joins the Proud
vicious,
Bunnies.
be be savage, quote end quote, which is not a great look, I guess, to have a cop
No.
up there talking about how the people of your town, some of a minority group of them are turning savage in the streets. Doesn't
Yes. She's just yelling, and then strange fruit is playing underneath her. Like, whoa, what's up? No.
yeah. Yeah, so we're just talking about the movie. I'm not going to go through our old typical BS of, like, beat by beat. We could just talk about it open about this. It takes too much time when you just go by, like, scene by scene, really. Um,
And it probably it's better to watch it. I mean, we're just kind of giving our thoughts on it, I suppose.
yeah. I mean, you were telling me when you first started watching it that you had to turn it off because the parents were driving you crazy at it.
Her parents are like, never, like, hey, have you ever thought about, like, giving up on your dreams and just rolling over and just
Yeah,
becoming a spoke in the wheel? Like,
yeah,
man, I
yeah,
hate these bunnies.
yeah. They Bonnie Hunt bunny.
Bunny hunt.
Uh, yeah, Bunny Hunt sucks. Dad sucks more.
Yep.
Uh, the town bully is just a real a-hole.
He's
Um,
redneck fox.
yeah, well, yeah, redneck, yeah, country hick fox. It's the weirdest.
Gideon
Yeah.
Gray.
Gideon Gray. You hear that name and you're like, is that something? It feels like something. It feels like that's.
I was like, is that a like a B tier X-Men villain?
Yeah, yeah. He
Was
was
he in
like,
the Hellfire Club?
yeah. I was about to say, he's like, yeah. He was one of the, like, he was like one of the goons. He wasn't one of the ones, like, the masked, like, chumps, one of the
Yeah.
expendables, but he was more like, he had some low tier power that was vaguely useful, and you could be seen hanging out behind Shaw or something. But
Yeah, like Black Tom Cassidy, like
yeah,
backhanded him a few times for insults.
yeah. But yeah, so you, like, of course it's a cop movie of a person trying to join the force, so you are definitely greeted with a montage of cop training.
Right.
All of the classics, climbing up walls, crawling under things, all the good stuff, everything that you expect to see in any 80s cop like show or movie.
Right. It's like, oh, it's the physical training thing, and
Yeah. Uh,
like
Burning
it's
Heart is blaring underneath it.
yeah, it unfortunately, like, she joined the police force without dropping out of high school, so
Yeah. She was overqualified for the job.
was
Um,
she also a Marine Corps washout?
um,
Sorry,
but
what? Go ahead.
oh, what? Wait,
Yeah.
all cops are bunnies.
Uh-huh. Sure
Uh,
am.
but it's boring. It's boring.
Yeah, it
It's a
is.
boring beginning of the movie. It's, because it really wastes your time, and when she finally makes the force, that's when the movie starts, and once Idris Elba enters the scene, it's like, okay, now we got a movie.
But he's like a jerk for no reason.
Yeah, I don't, because he has that voice, so he has to be a jerk. There's no other way around it, man.
I do like J.K. Simmons as the lion.
As Mayor Lion, yeah, Mayor
Yes.
Jameson, Mayor J.
Yes.
Jonah Jameson.
Yes.
J.K. Simmons never changes his voice for anything, and I'm glad.
And he never should.
Uh, He never should. It's just he needs to sound exactly like J.K. Simmons. We've hired.
Yes.
It's like we were talking about it off the air, but it's like Arlie Ermy. It's like, no, you can't. No, you have to talk. We hired you for a specific purpose, and you're going to do it.
It's the voice.
Yeah, we hired you for the voice. We didn't hire you for your dashing good looks. We hired you for your voice, and I do the voice.
Do the voice. Say the line.
Say the line, Bart.
Yeah. Do it. Yeah, it's a slow start, like you said.
Yeah, but yeah, her like I once it's like, okay, now she's a cop, and then like she's met with her first real like resistance that you feel like it's the first time where she seems defeated because she's not really because when she gets put on parking duty,
she's a meter maid.
She's a meter maid. And so, but I do like that she's like, 100 tickets in a day, then I'll do 200 by noon. And she terrorizes this poor town with parking tickets for the entire afternoon. She sucks, man.
She kind of sucks. You know what reminds me a little bit of is Hot Fuzz. Little Sergeant Angel action on there, even there.
During her police nonsense is when she meets Nick Wilde for the first time. That's your name from now on.
Yes, that is my IWA Mid-South worker name, brother.
Yeah, that's you, but you dress like a member of like Striper or something.
Exactly. Deep cut, sorry.
But yeah, where he's a fox, so obviously he's running a swindle because foxes are, that's what they're notorious for in all pop culture is they're sly as a fox, that kind
of
cunning and so he's running a swindle, like a multi-tier swindle, like so like
candy.
Yeah, it starts with a giant bomb pop that works its way into like, oh, here's the red wood for you to build with and all that kind of nonsense. And,
and of course, Judy's a mark. You know what? I am not going to discriminate against this fox and his child.
Because it would be easy for her to discriminate against a fox because she was so traumatized by the hillbilly fox that scratched her face at the beginning of the movie.
Right.
I love that the parents give her the bug out bag with like all the anti-fox stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they forgot about it in the movie a little bit, and they kind of just make it like a quick, small little thing that doesn't really like much later in the movie, like much later in the movie. It's just I don't know. It's so funny that
the fox repellent,
which again, when we there's the scene after she gives her little speech about after they catch. Okay, so the plot of the movie, once the plot actually gets underway, is that animals are going feral, basically. As they call it in the movie, savage. And it's all predatory animals that are doing it. Well, none of the prey animals are doing it. And so she gets through what little evidence she has. It leads her to Nick, and Nick starts helping her because she's got dirt on him to prove that he has been avoiding taxes for 2 decades. So he ends up helping her out, and so it all leads to like this laboratory that has all of these animals that have gone missing. There's 14 animals that have gone missing, and like all the cops are trying to find him, but then the mayor seems like he's involved because he's there, but he's just trying to figure out what's wrong with him. He gets arrested, and his assistant mayor gets the promotion, basically,
which is the sheep, who you're like, she's very unassuming and sweet. You're like,
yeah, weird. I wonder how that's going to play out in the end.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyways, what they end up doing is holding that press conference we talked about earlier, where she gave her Proud Boys speech, and Nick was just like, dude, what the hell, afterwards. And then I like the scene because it really especially now, this scene plays way, way different than it did in that movie where he's like, "Are you afraid I'm gonna like eat you?" And he like lunges at her, and then she steps back and like reaches for well, not her gun, but the wolf repellent. But it's like it has the feeling of gun. It's like she's gonna
Yes.
shoot first, kind of.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, ha,
I feel
ah,
threatened.
yeah, whew,
Yes.
whew, yeah, man, I feel threatened. I'm going to empty this fox repellent spray as he's turned around, face down on the ground.
Stop
Uh,
resisting.
stop resisting. Yeah, so that scene was dark. And like kid, like if especially like now, like you're so used to what stories were going through on the news all the time, and like it's not like it wasn't happening then; it absolutely was. But like it just as you get older and you start saying like, oh, I oh boy, this cop was just about to gun down this fox for that was doing nothing, that had been
Yeah.
helping her. And there is a whole lot of like that subtle, almost like, how can I be racist? My best friend's a fox or whatever kind of
Mhm.
stuff. There's a lot of
Yeah.
that in the movie too. It
Yeah.
really is a movie that like is trying to say something about race relations, especially again institutional racism, but does a really bad job at sort of like hammering home the message that they're trying to tell.
Yeah, and it's I was like, oh, but you should feel bad for her for being this way. Like,
Yeah, she was raised this way, you know, and it's like this is what society did. And it's like it doesn't really. She became a cop, like at the end of the day, and like it's
she's this way because she was born economically anxious.
yeah, yeah, exactly. She's just a small farm town bunny that doesn't know any better.
Doesn't know any better.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, this movie.
Yeah.
Uh,
The more you think about it,
yeah,
I'm enjoying watching you as you think about this movie.
yeah, yeah.
Boy,
Boy, it's because it's like at its core, it's a fun movie if you just sort of sit there and let it come in. But then, like
yeah.
after you're done, you're just like, boy. The moral of the story is cops will save us all.
Sure. Because it had the same like story beats that a lot of Disney movies do, where it's like, oh, I don't like you, and then we're friends, and then there's a misunderstanding, and then
there's
we kind
always
of reconcile.
there's always the bad, which is I always go back to Princess and the Frog with that stuff, where
Yeah.
there could have easily been a misunderstanding between her and her friend, and there never was. It's the
Yep.
easy, cheap writing out, and it never happened. But they had to take it this route.
Like you
Anyways,
my racism. Like, oh,
yeah.
okay.
Anyways, basically, after this speech, pretty much everyone that was like a predatory animal starts losing their jobs. It gets like pushed down to the basement or whatever with their whole thing, and now you've got a sheep mayor, and it becomes a weird conservative movie for a minute.
Yeah.
But she resigns because she realizes what she did, how she just spread the seed of hate amongst the population, and goes back to her little farm with her parents. We didn't talk about it, but remember when the parents saw that she finally became a cop, but they saw her in her meter maid vest, and they were so excited, celebrating. It's like, boy, you really do suck, don't you? Like,
Yes,
you're
you
so
do.
excited.
Yeah.
Like you don't even. But, anyways, she's back at her stupid little thing, where she ends up meeting Gideon Gray again, where now he's just like he's clearly been through therapy.
Like pies.
Yeah, selling pies. Is now a really good, nice guy who has apologized and rattled off all of the like things that his therapist clearly said to him.
It became very much like Gideon Gray's one of the good ones. Like, oh no.
Yeah. If he was just given the resources necessary, he could have done so. He was able to do something with his life. Yeah.
So up by his bootstraps. Gideon
Yeah.
Gray.
Now he's a small business owner. Yeah. Anyways,
I'm starting to hate this movie the more I talk about
the more we talk about it, the more we realize it's oh boy. Anyways, this is where we learn the stupid reality of what's happening, and that it's all just it's a plant that that creates like it's like a psychotropic drug that when you give it to when an animal gets it, it like turns them crazy. Because that's what happens to one of their relatives. So obviously, the plot of this movie turns into the fact that this plant is being harvested and being turned into a pill, basically, by some by Walter White and Jesse from Breaking Bad, literally. Actually, I had subtitles on, and it's Woolter. It's W-O-O-L. Woolter. And so basically, and this is being basically funded by the sheep characters. So the government of this town has created a drug and is spreading it amongst the minority population of Zootopia to create violence and warfare amongst the
Remember my crack about earlier about Reagan?
Yeah.
Jumping back into the inner city.
It's so funny. It's so funny that it's just so brazen what they're doing with this plot line. And it's the most ridiculous thing. And it's just at that point when that happened again, I was like, oh my God, that's right. It was this small government handing out, basically forcing drugs into the hands of the minority population of Zootopia.
Correct.
Holy crap. And at that point I was just like, this movie sucks.
Yes.
Like it really is. And I just don't know what to even think about it. It's hard to not just like double over with just disbelief and laughing about what they've done here. I mean, to be fair, it's not like they're handing it out like drugs. They've created it so it's like it's a bullet and they're shooting members with it.
Yes, but you can't grow it.
Yeah, it's a thing that's grown and being manufactured by clearly drug dealers. Like it's not even close. Like it's a meth lab.
Yeah,
and it's the craziest thing. Like I get it. I get what the point they're making here, but they're so bad at making it with this.
Yes.
And it's so visually terrible, and like it loses every ounce of impact when it's just like, also it's a cute funny animal movie.
They're gonna be friends at the end, don't you worry about it.
Don't you worry. Like the whole like shtick of like swapping out the thing with blueberries and all that
good goof.
That was a good gotcha goof with there. But then she gets arrested and then he becomes a cop and everyone's happily ever after. Yeah. Again, you have to strive to be a cop. The cops will save us all.
Keep in mind, he's the first Fox to join the Zootopia police force.
Yes.
All he had to do was listen to his non-predatory betters.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. God. Oh, this movie, man. I don't know. This sucks.
I don't know. I don't know if this movie is. It's in this weird area where you're like, it's trying to be woke, but then it's falling right on its ass doing it. And then it's going hard the other direction.
Yeah, and we've been joking about it throughout the episode a little bit because this takes place in 2016. This takes place when in a year with some very, very serious, deep political strife in the world, and wokeness, quote end quote, was becoming a talking point more and more and more and more. We were joking, we were talking about Gamergate, and we were joking about all that stuff, and like police brutality was just like, now that everyone has a cell phone in their pocket and quick access to Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and even things like TikTok and stuff now, but like it was easier.
There is an app where you can just upload a video directly to the ACLU, like
Yeah.
on the spot. Yeah.
So this movie comes out at just the time where all of this is starting to. I mean, this is about to consume our lives for. I mean, it still is to this day.
Yeah.
2016 was a rough year for the majority of people. The only people that weren't having a rough go of it were the people that I don't want listening to this podcast.
Yes.
Like just plain and simple. Like I don't care about that. I'm not going to be politically like sensitive with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's basically like the people who had a rough couple of years were like, oh, I actually like other human beings who look different from me and may have a sexual orientation than me. It's.
And so this is Disney's attempt at sort of, I don't know if it's them cashing in on it or just like them being sort of tone deaf with like the culture at the time.
Well, here's my thing. Like they would have had to start develop. When did this development start? I guess we can.
Oh boy, 2000. I think it was announced in 2013.
So development probably started no later than 2015.
Probably.
Okay. So we were still like. I mean, we were in it, but like 16 really kind of like you're seeing it.
15 is where it started to really, take shape. It became pretty obvious that if people were being vocal for bad reasons,
yes,
bad motivations out there.
I think what's tripping us out is watching it now.
Yeah.
The hindsight of how things were. Like,
how
in the hell did this movie get made?
Yeah.
In the form it got made in.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. It's a weird ass thing.
Because if you made it now, the exact same movie.
Oh yeah.
You have people from both sides upset about it.
Yeah. I'm looking at the writing behind the scenes of this, and I'm just going to read it verbatim because it's kind of interesting. Development of the film that would be called Zootopia began when Byron Howard pitched 6 story ideas to Disney Animation Chief Creative Officer and Executive Producer John Lasseter. Of which 3 involved animal characters. An all-animal adaptation of The Three Musketeers, which, I mean, you guys did that already, so I don't know what the hell. A 1960s themed story about a mad Dr. Cat who turned children into animals.
I'd watch that one.
That sounds kind of cool. Weird 60s, like Dr. Moreau kind of weird thing.
Yeah.
And a bounty hunter pug in space. So Cowboy Bebop. The common thread running through these ideas was that Howard wanted to do a film similar to Disney's Robin Hood, which also featured characters and featured animals in anthropomorphic roles. Our connection there. So Zootopia emerged from his desire to create something different from the other anthropomorphic films where animals either live in the natural world or in the human world. His concept is which animals live in a modern world designed by animals for animals. So it was like a spy film at one point, like a James Bond-esque movie. Like
do an animal adaptation of James Pond.
There you go. Yeah. But yeah, obviously, eventually, I do like research for the film took place in Disney's Animal Kingdom, which is very funny.
Yeah.
That's a funny thing. That's a funny line to read.
That's where we did our research.
Yeah. We got a churro.
Mm-hmm.
and some popcorn and took the Kilimanjaro safari ride and called it an afternoon. So, and then we went back and drew. And then we watched the security beat up a small man in the parking lot for trying to steal a hat, and we thought, this is it. This is our movie.
We browsed Reddit for about 2 hours, and we're like, okay, I think we got it.
We got red pilled and made this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, okay. So this movie's weird.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It definitely has one of my favorite composers. Like, it's I always forget how to pronounce his name. It's Michael Giacchino or whatever. He did like the Speed Racer soundtrack, and
he did the Star Trek films, the remakes.
He did the Star Trek. Like, let's look at his. He did The Incredibles. Obviously, you can really hear The Incredibles in this.
God, what else did he do? That was really
Alias, The Incredibles. Let's see. You jerks. Here we go. Discography. Oh, he did Mickey Mania.
Oh, nice.
Gargoyles.
Okay.
These are the video games, by the way. I'm just rattling off video games.
Okay.
Lost World, Jurassic Park, Small Soldiers, Medal of Honor, Call of Duty, the original Call of Duties. There's The Incredibles, Medal of Honor, Up, Lego Incredibles, Medal of Honor. Oh, he just let's look at his films. Legal.
Oh, I got one for you, JJ.
Yeah.
He did the remake of the Mission Impossible theme.
Yeah. I'm looking at. He did Mission Impossible 3 composing.
You know what? I like that cover of that song.
Yeah. Let's see. Ratatouille, Cloverfield, Speed Racer,
Spider-Man.
Yep. Doctor Strange. He did the music for Doctor Strange. Pretty much anything that's Pixar. He did Jojo Rabbit. I remember that.
Oh God, he did John Carter.
Yeah, he did. Well, it's a Disney movie. He was really tight with Disney at the time. And he's going to be doing the Batman.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's his 5th collaboration with Matt Reeves. I don't know what that. So, because he did Cloverfield. Matt Reeves directed Cloverfield. Let Me In. What else did Matt Reeves? Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Did Rogue One?
Yes, he did.
Jurassic World.
Yep. Yeah. So he's a good man. He's a good guy. I like the TV series, like Alias, Lost, 6 Degrees, Fringe, which is a personal favorite of mine. So he's definitely. Oh, and he's done. Oh, that's right. He does the music for the modern Space Mountain.
Okay.
So when you ride Space Mountain, that's not. Actually, well, no, I don't think he does the Star Wars or the Halloween one. So
he kind of if you look at his discography, he kind of lucked into where it's like, I'm just going to do a better cover or do a cover of a song that already exists, like Jurassic World.
Speed Racer.
Jurassic World, it's a Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Star Trek, I want to make it the more epic sounding.
Yeah. This movie has a very interesting thing because when it was released in other parts of the world, it got different titles because in certain territories, like a utopia isn't necessarily like Zootopia. Utopia isn't necessarily something that translates well, or so more people would know what a metropolis is, so it's Zootropolis,
right?
Or I think in Germany it's Zoomania. Because I think there's a Zootopolis or something like that in Germany. So yeah, it's.
I like the name Zoomania.
Zoomania is cool. Zoomania, go there to get your pasta mania. Zoomania is running wild, baby.
Zoomania sounds like we were going to build this at Disneyland back in 1987, and then plans fell through.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm looking at marketing. The first teaser. Let's see. Oh, Disney Infinity, of course. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Had to be one of the last Disney Infinities on, probably, or close to it.
Yeah. Let's see. Re-release on June 22nd, 2020, amid the reopening of movie theaters due to the COVID-19 global pandemic, Disney announced that Zootopia, along with 11 other Disney movies, were to return to U.S. theaters during a four-week period. Zootopia returned to U.S. theaters on June 26th and played through July 2nd, alongside The Avengers and The Greatest Showman.
They put this movie out last year.
Yes.
Again.
Yes.
On purpose.
On purpose. It grossed $394,000. I'm sorry, I said million, but thousand. Weeks later, on July 20th, 2020, it was confirmed that the film would be returning to theaters in China, along with Big Hero 6 and the Chinese debut of Sonic the Hedgehog on July 31st, 2020.
Hey, I got spoilers for you. It wasn't the Chinese debut of Sonic the Hedgehog. I know my copy has Cantonese subtitles on it.
The official. So yeah, this movie came out in what? Did I say February? February 2016?
Yes.
So let's see what it's grossed $341 million in the United States and Canada, and $683 million with a worldwide gross of $1.0 billion against a budget of $150 million.
So it did pretty well.
It did pretty okay for itself. Let's see, March 18th, 2016, the film reached the 500 million mark, becoming the third consecutive Walt Disney Animation Studios film to reach the milestone after Frozen and Big Hero 6. So we are at the stage of Walt Disney Animation is back, baby.
Yes, and printing money.
And printing money, baby. Disney has got everything going for them at this point. Captain America Civil War was out.
Yeah.
I think
still maybe my favorite Avengers movie.
It's a better Avengers 2 than Avengers 2.
Oh God. And I like Ultron, but damn.
Yeah. But like, and it's also funny because it's the fourth. We'll get to it in the 2016 movies because it's funny, but just know that it's the fourth highest grossing movie of 2016, and the first three are very funny. And it's the second highest grossing animated film of 2016. So there you go. Lawsuit. Ooh, there was a lawsuit. I wonder what the lawsuit was about. Copyright infringement filed against Disney by Esplanade Productions, a company owned by Gary L. Goldman, the co-screenwriter of Total Recall. Does this have something to do with Total Recall?
Gary Oldman sued them?
Gary Goldman.
I said, Gary, what's your problem, Gary Oldman?
Yeah. The lawsuit claims that Goldman in 2000 and 2009 pitched a concept to Disney for a live-action film titled Looney, which would have been about a socially awkward animator who creates a self-inspired TV cartoon called Zootopia. Disney twice rejected the pitch, but Goldman accused the company of copying the name, theme, settings, and character tropes. Filed the lawsuit was with the lawsuit was a graphic early concept art that appeared to be similar to major characters from the film, including Nick Wilde, Judy Hopps, Flash, and Chief Bogo. Disney spokesperson described the lawsuit as being ridden with patently false allegations. After months of back and forth deliberations between the two parties, U.S. District Court judge dismissed the infringement claims. As stated in the final review, Goldman's efforts to make the plots of Looney and Zootopia seem similar were strained. All the purported similarities between the two works were themes, not plot points or sequences of events. They were too general to be protected against copyright law. Esplanade appealed to the Ninth Circuit, which affirmed the dismissal on April 24th, 2019. So, because he created a bunch of cartoon characters for Disney that followed, because like, all of the character tropes in this film are just like tropes based off of animal stereotypes. Like,
yes.
oh, you made a crafty, swindling fox character and a slow, goofy sloth character. Yeah, like, okay, yeah.
The bunny should have big, fluffy ears.
Yeah.
The sheep should be, the little lamb should be unassuming.
Yeah, it's just like,
check, please.
Check, please. How dare they make a movie with all of these stereotypical animal traits that I also did? All right, Nick.
Yes.
Nick.
Yes.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the breakdown of something that we love to do, where we talk about its everlasting influence? Granted, 2016, what could have existed? Was there a sequel?
No.
No, but
it's a series.
And a sequel is theoretically coming, but there is a Disney Plus series coming next year called Zootopia Plus.
Right.
And
double plus win.
Yeah, so it will be an anthology series that will feature storylines that follow 3 sets of characters from the film: the mobster shrews, the tiger dancers, and the sloths. So
all the characters that don't have any baggage, basically.
Yeah. I like the mobster shrews. That really was one of the better, like, it's just a Godfather. I mean, like, yeah, it was very good. It's funny to see the mobsters like working well with the cops.
Yeah.
Which is very funny.
Since the Rocketeer have mobsters.
The Tiger Dancers is good. Oh yes, by the way, Shakira is in this film as Gazelle.
Yes.
A needlessly sexy gazelle character. Like, what do you guys? Somebody spent too much time on this character design.
Well, keep in mind, 2016 is a rise of a lot of horrific things.
Yeah.
Furries found a voice, so yeah. This came right around that time, sir.
Yeah. It's a beautiful looking movie. Like, when they
really get in, really good looking movie.
When they like get in on the character designs, like, I'm really impressed with like the musculature. Even like when Nick is like doing his fake snarl thing, and like you can actually see the muscles and stuff. Like, it's really impressive animation. In this
the scene with the jaguar,
is
really good looking. Yeah,
and they do like the eye reflections in the lab scene is really cool. They did there's some really cool animation going on in this movie. It's really fluid. And it's not like funny. It doesn't have that typical cartoon like the rubber hose kind of stuff, or like it doesn't really like try to break physics just because it's a cartoon at any given time. It's
they kind of the laws of
but yeah, so yeah, there's a TV series coming. Boy, I'm trying to think, Nick. Was there a video game for Zootopia?
2016. I bet there was a Wii U game.
Let's look, shall we? I mean, Disney Infinity, obviously. It looks like there was, Zootopia, the video action adventure release for the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Wii U, and 3DS. So, I don't remember it.
What's crazy is that this feels so long ago, but at the same time, you're like, the PS4 and Xbox One were out, so it's not that long ago.
Was that real? Because I typed in Zootopia PS4. Is there? Give me box art for it, because I don't think that exists. I think that was BS website. Because I googled Zootopia PlayStation 4 and I got nothing except for Disney Infinity.
My dad works at Sony, and he said Zootopia is coming out for PlayStation 4. But I can't show it to you.
Yeah. Weird. Okay, whatever. I don't care. There was also a mobile game. Yeah. And no, that's not what I wanted. And theme parks.
I think there was something to do with a theme park. Something for a short period of time. Am I mistaken?
I mean, there were characters and stuff, but there actually is going to be a Zootopia attraction, or is it like it's like an area? Like there'll be a Zootopia area at Disneyland Shanghai,
Okay.
and it was supposed to. Construction started in 2019, end of 2019. So obviously it's been delayed significantly, but it had just recently resumed construction. So
I wonder when they haven't tried to shoehorn it into Splash Mountain, so it's just like, well, whatever, you know.
yeah,
Whatever.
But yeah, boy, that's final thoughts on Zootopia.
It is a film that came out.
Okay.
Interesting.
Interesting.
And I don't know how to feel about it.
The more we talked about it, the more dirty I felt about the movie.
I don't.
I think it's one of those weird things where it's like I can definitely see if you're just a regular old person just sitting down watching a movie that doesn't have any sort of anxieties about the world around them at any given time. It's much easier. It's a much easier watch, especially if you're a child, because it really is kind of it has high stakes. That's one thing that's but like realistic high stakes. It's not like there's no magic involved like a lot of these are. Like there's no superpowers. Nobody's really doing anything above and beyond what you expect out of like the human world.
There's no Deus Ex Machina. They just basically stuff resolves because he forgives her.
Yeah, it's all and even like people are turning evil, and it's not because of a spell; it's because of drugs. You know, it's and you know it shows them waking up in a hospital bed after like getting like some medical treatment, and everything.
And like the little otter guy, he's not magically cured like right away. Like it takes some time to recover, like you said.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. There's no so it's like the stakes in this are from that sense it's a good movie, but I think like I said, when you're weary and anxious of the world around you right now, it's a movie that hits really, really weird and different, and I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, it's sorry, my child's screaming.
That's okay. He's upset about Judy Hopps too.
Yes, yes. It's not because he wants to take his iPad to bed. It's super weird, and especially like watching it in 2021. It's just like, man, it took a lot of sack to try to make this movie, and I wish you had done it well.
Yeah. Let's look. Let's see what kind of films Zootopia was up against in 2016, shall we?
I know one of them was very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the number one movie of the year. Do you know what it is?
I want to say it's either Doctor Strange or Deadpool.
No, it's Civil War. We just talked about it.
Oh, right. Sure.
Number two.
Doctor Strange or Deadpool.
No.
Rogue One.
Yes.
Michael Ganashi.
Yeah. Number three, a hint. It's not Doctor Strange or Deadpool.
Is it this movie?
No, it's Finding Dory.
Oh, okay.
Number four is Zootopia.
Okay.
And number five is The Jungle Book. So the top 5 movies of 2016 are all Disney movies.
And a couple of more animal movies.
Yeah. Oh, and the number 6 movie of the year, The Secret Life of Pets.
Oh. Because I was going to say Sing came out that year as well.
What was that?
Sing came out the same year.
Oh, yeah.
So it's very,
Yeah. Number 6, Secret Life of Pets. Number 7, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
What did you say that name?
That's my movie too.
It's my movie.
Number 8, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Number 9 is Deadpool.
Okay.
And number 10 is Suicide Squad.
Wow. So Doctor Strange even cracked the top 10.
Did Doctor Strange come out in 2016?
I believe so.
Let's look at Doctor.
I might be mistaken, but I think it did.
Doctor Strange 2016, yeah.
Okay. Disney made a lot of money this year.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm looking at other.
God, I can't believe Deadpool came out that long ago.
I know. I know.
Because the year before, seeing that leaked trailer.
Yeah. The one that was, we don't know how this got leaked. Okay, Ryan Reynolds, I'm sure you don't know how that trailer got leaked.
Exactly.
The movies of this year were something else for. Do you want to do the Academy Awards or the Golden Globes?
Let's do the Academy Awards.
Okay, film of the year was, you know what? I'm just going to open it up. I'm actually going to go to the Academy Awards thing just so we can see the nominees too.
Can I go with you to the Academy Awards?
What?
Can I go with you to the Academy Awards?
No, I'm bringing somebody else.
I want a swag bag.
Well, too bad. I'm bringing I'm bringing a different Nick with me.
Well, thanks for joining our podcast. This is my favorite episode.
That's okay, because I've got another Nick that can fill in for the.
Apparently, it can't be arm candy at the Academy Awards.
You can come to the. You can come to the after party. You can.
Will there be swag bags there?
I don't know. Jeff Goldblum supposedly has some pretty good swag bags, so we'll see. Anyways, best picture of the year. Boy, there were a bunch of nominees that year. This is when they went out of control with nominating movies for Best Picture. But the winner of Best Picture was Moonlight, beating the likes of Arrival, Fences, Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, Hidden Figures, La La Land, Lion, and Manchester by the Sea.
Wait, was this the year that La La Land... we incorrectly announced it as the winner?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I loved Hell or High Water. I don't know if you ever saw that movie, but that movie rules.
No. So what? I think the one movie that list I've seen is Hacksaw Ridge, maybe.
Man, I will tell you right now, you personally will love Hell or High Water.
Okay.
It stars Jeff Bridges and Chris Pine.
Done.
So, let me give you its quick description of it. Hell or High Water is a 2016 American neo-Western crime drama.
Done.
The film follows two brothers who carry out a series of bank robberies to save their family ranch while being pursued by two Texas Rangers. One of them is Jeff Bridges. So it's Jeff Bridges as a Texas Ranger hunting down country boy Chris Pine and his brother who are robbing banks. Okay. It is a fan. As soon as you can, I highly recommend.
Okay, I will watch this.
Yes. Let's see. Casey Affleck won for Best Actor this year. Emma Stone won for Best Actress.
For La La Land.
Yes.
For Cruella.
Yeah, for Cruella, now available on Disney Plus. Go rent it now.
No, or don't.
Or don't. Whatever. You know, what am I, your dad?
I mean, you might be. You don't know our audience.
Yeah, I mean, anything could happen here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Best Animated Feature. The nominees are The Red Turtle, My Life as a Zucchini, Moana, Kubo and the Two Strings, and Zootopia.
Zootopia.
Zootopia won, although Kubo and the Two Strings probably should have. That's an exponentially better movie than Zootopia. Moana is a better movie than Zootopia.
Yes. I remember infamously during this Academy Awards, it was like my wife was annoyed because Moana lost the best score soundtrack or something like that.
Yeah.
To keep Lin-Manuel from getting his EGOT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. It was, let me see. Yeah, because he was nominated for Best Original Song.
Yeah.
But it lost to La La Land.
Yes, that's where she started hating La La Land. He's like, you could have got his EGOT.
Don't worry, he's got plenty more chances to get his EGOT.
He's got a Disney movie coming. So
yeah, yes, he does. Let's see. So that's you know, anything else really exciting this year? Let's see. American films. That's what I want to see. Here you go. Here are the highest grossing films just in the United States, and Sing made it to number 10. So
Okay.
I'm trying to see if Doctor Strange made. Now I'm surprised Doctor Strange didn't.
It's kind of the outlier.
Yeah.
That and Ant-Man are kind of the outliers of the. I generally like Doctor Strange.
Yeah. 50 Shades of Black.
Oh my! It's the parody
film.
with
Yeah.
Marlon Wayans. Yeah.
Hail Caesar, Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies came out this year. Zoolander 2. Oh man, The Witch.
That's the Nick Cage movie, right?
No, that's the horror movie by Robert Eggers, the guy that would go on to do The Lighthouse and stuff.
Okay, I thought it was the one.
It's stylized like The Witch, but the W looks like two V's.
Oh.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Sword of Destiny. Is that okay?
Wait, in America?
This is Oh, Gods of Egypt. Remember Gods of Egypt, where all of the Egyptian gods were played by white people?
Wasn't Liam Neeson in that?
Gerard Butler was, and Chadwick Boseman and Jeffrey Rush. London Has Fallen, a classic.
I mean, it's no White House Down, but you know.
Yeah. 10 Cloverfield Lane, which is a phenomenal movie.
John Goodman.
Yes. In one of his best film roles. God's Not Dead 2 came out this year.
Oh, man.
The Jungle Book, Barbershop, The Next Cut. Green Room, that movie was cool. Mm-hmm. That was that Patrick Stewart gangster movie.
Yeah.
The Huntsman movie came out. Elvis and Nixon. Oh, the Ratchet and Clank movie. Remember they did a Ratchet and Clank movie?
Did it come out in theaters?
Yeah. And it was like, it came out hand in hand with the video game of the same name. They kind of like rebooted it because it was like kind of the game of the movie and the movie of the game. And like, it was when the PlayStation 4 was brand new and they were sort of selling it with the like, it's got streaming functionality. You just push a button and you can stream it, except you couldn't record the stuff that was the movie scenes.
Right.
So that was included in it. So it was really cool.
Or if you're doing your MLB The Show thing, you can't, if you have a walk-up music that is copyrighted, you can't.
Captain America, Civil War.
Great movie, man.
Fantastic. War. Angry Birds, the movie. I don't know if you recall that one. I
have a 9-year-old, so I absolutely do recall that movie.
Yeah, so you're very familiar with the fact that the birds do drink pee in that movie.
Yes.
The nice guy. X-Men Apocalypse.
It's all right.
I like it more than most people do. I don't recognize it as a great movie, but I still it's fun.
It's better than Dark Phoenix. That's all I
say. It's very comic booky. It feels like a 90s comic book, which is, that's either a compliment or a disservice or not, depending on what comic books you're reading.
Once again, like, Olivia Munn's Psylocke, I'm like, okay.
Alice Through the Looking Glass. Oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. The sequel where they brought in Bebop and Rocksteady.
I thought you said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles out of the shells. I'm like, what?
Out of the Shell Tour 2.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah. Oh man, Popstar Never Stop Stopping came out.
That's the Andy Samberg.
Yes, that's a very, very funny movie. I like that movie. The Conjuring 2. I like those movies. I do. Conjuring 3 just came out. It's confusing. So many other Conjuring movies that aren't The Conjuring, like Annabelle and The Nun and all of these movies.
But they're all in the Conjuring universe.
Yeah, the James Wan horrorverse. Warcraft. The Warcraft movie came out this year. It's directed by Duncan Jones.
Wow. I forgot there was a Warcraft movie, but
yeah, and David Bowie's kid directed a Warcraft movie. There's something weird to say, huh?
That's magic dance.
Now You See Me Too, Finding Central Intelligence. That movie's funny. Did you ever see Central Intelligence with?
No, it's got Melissa McCarthy in it.
No, it's Rock the Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's where they had their friendship really started.
Yeah. Independence Day Resurgence.
Don't watch that.
Yeah, no. The Free State of Jones, starring Matthew McConaughey.
I wish I'd
the Neon Demon. I remember that one. Legend of Tarzan. The BFG. That was a Steven Spielberg movie that made almost no money, which is very funny.
Spielberg movie based off the gun from Doom.
Yes. Purge, the election year.
Well.
Ghostbusters.
Sorry, what now? Ghostbusters?
Yes. It's a couple of guys and a gorilla.
Got it. The one with Primeval in it.
Yes, exactly.
Got it. Okay.
Star Trek Beyond came out this year.
The third one, I think?
No, isn't the third one Star Trek?
No.
No, wait, no, it's the third one because the second one's Star Trek Into
Darkness. That's the one with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah. I was about to make a very filthy one.
I know what you're going to say.
I
was thinking it myself when I edited it in my head.
The Killing Joke animated movie was apparently released in theaters this year, so I didn't know that.
You know what, dude? That Killing Joke animated movie is pretty dang good, except for the Batgirl subplot.
Yeah, it sort of ruins the whole thing for me. Like, it's just like, boy, you really sort of changed some motivations.
Why did this have to happen?
It's probably one of those things where now it's like a derivative work, so you don't have to pay Alan Moore anything now or something because they added like this significant change to it or some bullshit.
I believe it was like, I think it was a thing where it's like, listen, Mark Hamill said he'll only do the Joker one more time, and it's for this.
Yeah.
So we have to make this.
Yeah. And we have to pad it out for some reason. So, like they're doing Hush right now, or not Hush, Long Halloween. They just released they just put out a 2-part Long Halloween.
I'm gonna say Hush ain't gonna be a short movie at all.
No, Hush. They put out a Hush movie and it's terrible because it follows the continuity of the movies, so it doesn't pay attention to the comics version too much.
Okay.
So there are certain characters that in the animated film universe haven't been introduced yet, or are dead, or like have different motivations at the time, so they have to change a significant amount of it. Very weird. It's very weird.
Under the Red Hood's still probably one of the better ones, I think.
Yeah. The Dark Knight Rises adaptation is really good.
It's all right.
Dark Knight Returns. I'm sorry, Rises.
Yes.
Is Dark Knight Returns. Anyways, Ice Age, The Collision Course. They still made those in 2016.
Man, the Land Before Time of the generation.
Lights Out was Jason Bourne, the return of Matt Damon as the title. Suicide Squad, Pete's Dragon remake.
Also made no money, right?
Yes. Disney also, for every great movie they put out, like blockbuster they put out another movie that probably could have been bigger in a different year and made no money.
Wasn't BFG also a Roald Dahl story?
Yes.
So
and that was also a Disney release. The BFG was also a Disney
what are you
release.
doing?
Yeah. Sausage Party came out this year.
Oh, good God.
Oh, Ben-Hur, that weird movie that nobody asked for.
Drink up, Judah Ben-Hur. The King of Kings.
Bridget Jones's Baby. Snowden.
Oh,
Blair Witch, the weird movie where they actually show the witch. The Magnificent Seven. I like that movie.
Yeah, okay, I do too, and people crap on it because I get it.
I get it. Yeah.
But man, do I like Cowboy Denzel.
Yes, Cowboy Denzel and like town drunk Vincent D'Onofrio.
Vincent D'Onofrio is so good at that movie. And when his character dies,
I was
sad.
devastated. Yeah. Oh man, I like that movie. That's a fun movie.
It is a popcorn movie, and
yeah,
it's not as good as the original, but I don't need it to be.
Yeah, exactly. The original exists still. Give me something different. Like remake the movie. Don't
To be fair, the original movie, is not as good as the original movie.
Yeah, Seven Samurai is also.
The original. I'd rather watch Seven Samurai than all.
But it's also like the length of both those movies put together.
Exactly.
Deepwater Horizon came out this year. I know my dad saw it because it stars Mark Wahlberg.
Which he will see any Mark Wahlberg movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Girl on the Train. That movie sucked. Birth of a Nation. Pretty sure that sucked too. Armie Hammer movie. Everyone loves Armie Hammer.
Mm-hmm.
The Accountant, which is I know a movie my dad loves as well. It's that weird Ben Affleck movie. Also has J.K. Simmons in it.
Yeah. Hey,
remember when there was a toy line called Max Steel, and then they seemingly decided to make a live action movie like a decade and a half later?
Sure. Max Steel is it was like a successor to Action Man, kind of.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Jack Reacher, Never Go Back. That's a great movie.
I like the Jack Reacher movies.
Yeah. Ouija, Origin of Evil. Inferno, the third of the Da Vinci Code movies.
Tom Hanks.
There it is. Yeah. Oh man. November 4th, you got Doctor Strange, Trolls, and Hacksaw Ridge all on the same day.
Well, that was like, hey, enjoy November for this week only.
Yeah. Fantastic. Edge of 17, Moana, Bad Santa 2, La La La. December was a very strange year for movies, or very strange month, because it's like La La Land, Rogue One, The Founder, Sing, and Patriots Day.
Jesus. So am I mistaken? Didn't Rogue One come out like a month before Carrie Fisher passed away?
Yeah.
I think it was like right before, right?
I think so. Yeah, because I think she died at the beginning of 2017, didn't she?
We all died at the beginning of 2017.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Did you see the movie The Founder?
I did not. Oh wait, the Ray Kroc.
Yeah, the Michael Keaton McDonald movie.
It's good. It paints him in a lot better light than he actually was.
Yeah, but
Ray
also
dirtbag.
But also, like, it doesn't paint him in a great light. Like, once you're done watching it, you think back on a lot of things. You're just like, wait, he really was kind of an asshole. One of my favorite scenes, and I always think about it, like, if I go to McDonald's and they, like, screw up the order or whatever, which shouldn't happen at McDonald's, but it does regularly. I just think of that scene where he's storming the golf course with the lettuce in his hand, waving it around like that's a good scene.
Yeah, it's...
I'm glad Michael Keaton's back. Let's just say, like, he's like.
Listen, I'm glad he's back. I know somebody's going to try to talk him into Beetlejuice, which is fine, whatever. But the fact that he's going to be Bruce Wayne one more time is thrilling, because he's still my favorite Batman.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, Kevin Conroy is my favorite Batman, but
I'm about to say, yeah. I think everyone, like anyone that's spent any significant time with Batman outside in media outside of just the movies is like, no, it's Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy's the Batman. You even look at him and you're like, the voice matches.
You're a large man.
Yeah. He's got a square jaw. He's got like a comically square jaw.
Yeah.
Like I love that man. He's so good. His Vulture is so good.
Yes.
I have never been more threatened by a villain than when he turns around and starts talking to Peter Parker in the back seat of the car in Homecoming. You're just like, oh boy. Yeah. when he opens the door, that was such a cool moment, because there was no reason to expect that.
It's a good handshake. You got a firm handshake.
Yeah.
Just the part where he sends her inside. He goes, "Yeah, talk to Peter for a second."
Yeah.
You're like,
Oh, so good. I'm glad that we're going to see more of that character because they teased him in the Morbius movie.
Right.
So I'm excited to see what we get out of him. I want to.
And we got Multiverse, so maybe he'll show up there.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, the first trailer for that Spider-Man movie just hit, and it's such a small hint of what to expect. I feel like
the actual trailer, not the phone footage recorded off of another phone footage.
It was like phone on phone. It was like phoneception. Yeah, it was phone.
Yeah,
on phone. So that's, you know what? We're gonna get this one done and out of the way in under an hour and a half. That's a record. It's because I think we don't really like this movie, but we also kind of like this movie. And as we were talking about it, we became more disheartened with the movie. So
yeah, I think I don't know about you, but I'm putting myself in the headspace I was in around the time of 2016. I was like, oh, yeah.
2016 is where you started becoming acutely aware of your surroundings, if you know what I mean.
As the husband of a person of a different minority group and 2 children with disabilities, and just as a good human being, became very much aware.
It really, pun intended, hit home for you.
Sure did. And you're a single white man, but still, dear God.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like nothing. Where it's like, well, it's like a single cis white middle class man. Not a lot of things were going to really change for me.
Yes,
but also, I'm not a heel. I have a little something called empathy.
What's that like?
You feel bad all the time, but it's okay.
You're an ally, goddammit.
This movie has just gotten harder and harder to watch as days gone by, huh?
It's the more I've thought about it, I think it's mostly as you've talked about it and given context to things, I was like, oh man, it feels kind of icky. I guess that's my feeling, icky.
Yeah, icky, yeah, because and it's such a cute movie, and it's got great character designs. The characters are all very well realized. It's just its plot is problematic, I guess. It's not well plotted out. I think if it came out, I wonder if this came out later, if they started working on it in 2016, what direction it would have taken. I wonder if anything would have changed, or if they would have shelved it or something. Like, I wonder what would have happened.
They might have like pushed it back and then like maybe released it last year. Just like, hey, now this is how we really feel about this.
Retool some things, sort of tone down some of the weird other stuff. Because it definitely has this weird white savior thing going on too. And it's just like, it's hard, but it's
depressed JJ makes me sad.
But next time, when you join us next time, I mean, we're barreling towards the end here. I say that every week, but that's movie 55. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 movies to go. 5, because I'm sure we're not going to get. November is when the next one comes out, and we're certainly not gonna be done with this by November.
Not on pace.
No, we're not on pace for that. So 5 more movies to go. We got next time around is Moana, which also came out in 2016.
Oh, thank God, that's a fun movie.
Yes. Then after that, we have Ralph Breaks the Internet, which is not anything. It's just like empty calorie movie.
It exists.
Yeah. Then after that, you get Frozen 2,
which I've not seen yet. So.
Have I seen it yet? I don't remember it if I have. I don't think I have, but
Disney Plus launch, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it didn't launch because it came out November 2019. So I think it was one of those, it wasn't supposed to come to Disney Plus yet, but it did kind of things. Like,
because it's like, oh, we know you're locked up at home with kids because of
yeah.
COVID. Yeah.
Because it's November 2019 and then COVID hits in March of 2020. Like that's when everything starts to shut down. Like it starts taking hold in February and everyone's locked up by March.
And that's when they decided to put it on there. Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of waiting for the home video release, they're like, here it is.
Good thing we're past that.
Yeah, good thing movies are back in theaters. They're not doing those day and date digital things anymore.
Yeah.
Everything's making a buttload of money at the theater. It's great.
And
can't wait.
COVID's
Things
past
aren't. Yeah, everyone's vaccinated. Nobody's huffing horse pills. It's all good.
It's all good. You take, you'd be crazy to take some horse dewormer.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine. Anyways, movie 59 is Raya and the Last Dragon, which I definitely haven't seen.
I haven't either.
And then in November of this year is Encanto. Looking forward to that. Yeah, or Encanto or whatever the hell but it's another chance for Lin-Manuel Miranda to get his EGOT.
I can't have black coffee. I'm Encanto.
Encanto, yeah. Lin-Manuel Miranda is doing the music for that one, so there you go. Let's see what it says. An upcoming computer animated musical fantasy comedy set in a fantasy version of Columbia. Okay. There you go. So it's going to be released theatrically in the United States November 24th, 2021.
Sure will.
Yeah. Definitely not on Disney Plus for $30. That's for sure. Definitely not.
Sure. It'll
alongside other great films like Venom 2 and The Eternals, the next Halloween movie. I'm sure that's all going to be perfectly fine.
I can't wait to go see. What is the next?
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi's this Friday, though.
Yeah.
So as we're recording this, Shang-Chi's
this Friday. Yeah. So, anyways, next episode, it will be particularly insufferable for anyone listening to this that hates our wrestling jokes.
Mm-hmm.
So enjoy that one.
Boy.
It's coming. It's coming, and it's going to come hard. There's no way around it. Nick, I expect you to do your stellar Stone Cold Steve Austin impersonation basically throughout.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
We'll talk frequently about dropping people on their stack of dimes called a neck.
I still have the voicemail saved on my phone where you did a Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast promo on me as I was laying in a hospital bed, freshly awoken from a diabetic coma. So there we go. That's what friends are for. That's how you know you're loved.
That's how you know you're loved.
Yes, exactly.
I was worried about my friend without getting modeling. I decided to give a voicemail as Steve Austin.
As Steve Austin. It's great. He went in the business for himself, but that's okay. It's fine. But anyways, enjoy that next week for sure. I always say next week, but I know better.
Yes.
It's I'm talking close into the microphone on this one. Not going to be next week.
JJ and I have lives that are very busy.
But until then, thank you all for joining us again, and have a magical day.